Hi Cancer, welcome to your mid-January 2023 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. Gosh, I got the exact same card for, I got some of those cards for Taurus. And you just had a full moon in your sign, so it's possible that something has come to your attention or something has come to a head, like a boiling point or even, a conclusion and certain, I said conclusion. I've got like, this is so close to Taurus and I did shuffle. I don't know. Oh my gosh. I don't know. Was that, it might have been Gemini too. So some of these themes playing out, I'm going to pick an additional card. Don't want to end on the devil, nothing against the devil. That could be a Scorpio. Well, that's then we get caught up in all of this. So I'm going to pick another card. Okay. Yeah, so this full moon might have even been the occasion for some of you to be resting. We have in the past position the Four of Swords. And so that can even be someone who has had to kind of take time off of work to bring their body back. Maybe it was an extended illness, although this card isn't necessarily connected to health. It can be connected to restoring the physical, but it's also restoring the mental, so maybe a mental health break. If you've been under a lot of stress and but I'm still going to interpret it my own way because I feel like something like that could have occurred. And, they say with work, it's never the work itself, it's the people. Well, sometimes it's the work. The work might be very demanding, but sometimes it is the people. And if you're dealing with people who are not supportive, whether it's colleagues or an authority figure, then that can feel very, unsupportive. Like you're not getting that from the workplace, and maybe that bothers you on some level that you're not getting this support. So the heart of the matter is the Nine of Wands. This is a very weary kind of card. I got this for the exact same position for Taurus, and I said, or no, maybe it was Gemini. I said it's not weary, it's not being tired, it's being watchful. There's another word, I can't think of it. Somebody who is really paying attention to what people around them are doing, because they know that there could be some funny business and they don't want to be caught off guard. This is also a card of setting boundaries. So if you have been worked like a dog by your employer, and we are coming off of the holiday season, so that may directly factor into what this is all about. And you could be like, you know what, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to put up with this anymore. I can't do this. This is just way too much on my plate, and I'm going to refuse to do this. And same with anything connected to like your personal life. If there is someone who has been in and out of your life, and for a Cancer person, this is like torture because you just want that relationship. You don't want to have to keep that person to keep coming in and out of your life like that. And so you may be making a resolution to yourself, but you're also saying, I'm not going to allow this person to kind of play with me that way. And Um, I was saying in the Taurus reading, I was saying, well, maybe it was Gemini, I was saying how it doesn't really matter, because of these eclipses, I'm not eclipses, these retrogrades, Mercury especially, we can hear from people from the past. And it's like, you're already very nostalgic, Cancer. You might be like, oh, wow, well, I haven't heard from you in ages. Not thinking that that person may have deliberately called you for a reason that, why haven't you heard from them? Why haven't the two of you kept in, regular contact? Some of these people that we're dealing with, it's because they're problematic. And just because they make a point of contacting you, don't let your guard down. Don't make, I don't think that you are. Um, if you had difficulty with this individual, and they're trying to make it seem like they've changed, make sure that there's some evidence to suggest that beyond their words. This can also be, well, I think any kind of, like, I was talking about like a business situation where somebody may be, like in the work situation, someone may be trying to, get you into a place where you're supposed to do somebody else's job in addition to your own. And you have to set those boundaries because they may have already adversely impacted you. The higher message is the Wheel of Fortune. This is a card that has to do with Jupiter. And, that's very interesting because Jupiter in Aries is in your 10th house of career. So just like as a timing card, know that you have good fortune in career matters from now until May. And depending on your individual chart, this could even be longer than that. So don't, in your 10th house of career, I should say. So don't think that there's only one job in the world or one particular employer in the world. This isn't a card of expansion, so you have to open up your mind to the possibilities that there are, in fact, other jobs in the world, and that this is a good time for you career-wise. So you don't have to protect one little thing. You have a lot going for you. What crosses you is the Eight of Swords. This is a card you can see by just looking at this person that she is binded up, because this is a card of oppression. The swords relate to thoughts. So what is probably most keeping you stuck is yourself and the thoughts that you think. Now, the Four of Swords was the first card that I held up, and that can also be about getting your thoughts in order. And, if somebody is at a retreat where they're having a silent meditation, the Vipassana meditation, which is 10 days silent, when you're forced to go within, you can't be sitting there making excuses. You can't be looking to the outer world to distract you. You have to see exactly what is going on with you internally. And it can be a great thing because you can feel as if you are like kind of deprogramming yourself. In the 70s, they really pushed the whole cult thing because people were starting to question their existence, and they were tuning into the deeper things in life. And all of a sudden, cults became a big issue. So one of the things was that they would have deprogrammers, allegedly, who'd go in and, uh, reverse the brainwashing. So you can do that with yourself. And I'm sure there are practices, energetic practices, that would assist in this, but just in general, by um, doing self inquiry, by challenging every thought that you have. Byron Katie has a great system for that called The Work, where you say, is this true? To these thoughts that I'm thinking, is it true? So that you can unravel that. And then you free yourself, which is the best type of freedom. Somebody granting you freedom from the outside, it kind of perpetuates this idea that you were that you were in bondage to begin with. And the more that people recognize their sovereignty, the less they'll be having the tendency to feel like they are trapped and are victims in some area of life. Okay, I guess these were more cards I picked as outcome cards. What's coming in is the Eight of Cups. This is leaving behind what no longer serves you. This, I got this card for a sign I just did today. And this can be a spiritual quest. It's right under the Four of Swords. So there can be some compatible energy there. And really, what is it that you need to walk away from that isn't serving you at this time? Because you may feel like you have to really protect yourself and watch your back, but that is very draining. So if you are in that type of situation for some reason, ask yourself why you would choose to stay there, for instance, because you can leave. You do have that option. But you may not feel that way, and that's perfectly understandable. The outcome is the Devil card. This card is connected to Capricorn. And it's interesting because you've had an opposition from Pluto in Capricorn for, the transit of Pluto in Capricorn is about to wind up. It is going to go back into Capricorn after it goes into Aquarius in March. But this is starting to wane. In 2024, it will be gone for good. And by good, I mean good. It's going to be, unless you live to be 250 years old or whatever, you won't have it come back to the 7th house again in your lifetime. And this, of course, every chart is different. Some of you may still have it at the end of this transit going into Aquarius because you have Aquarius also in that house, in that 7th house. So it's going to depend on the individual. But the bottom line is this idea that the devil, the first thing that came to my mind was saying, you can't escape the devil. And what I mean by that is that when people try to run away from oppressive forces, rather than, staring them straight in the face, then that is that form of avoidance can indicate that the person isn't feeling very self-empowered. So it isn't about being afraid of someone, avoiding someone, although in some cases, unfortunately, people have to be very careful about even allowing somebody to know where you live or things like that. So I do acknowledge that some situations are very serious. But in general, you have this ability to still say no to something, but not resist even being in its presence. But that's why I was going to say, because I had some other cards with other signs that kind of like we're talking about this issue. And when the devil card is there, I think of the narcissist. And so that's with the outcome card. It's also representing the sign of Capricorn, like I said. So it's, to me, it's kind of like if it's temptation, because the devil card can be temptation, that you have to get away from something that is a temptation, and that's very important. And you make that choice. The additional cards I picked, I got the Five of Wands. This is a card of conflict. There may be something that you have to go through before you can get to where you want to be. You know, you might be trying to avoid something that's a necessary confrontation, or where you declare your independence. And then I got the Three of Cups, and this is the celebration afterwards with friends, connecting with those people who are your support system after dealing with anything but. So that's what I have for you. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.